Hello and welcome everyone. My name is JC421 and today we're going to take a look at the real grade Wing Gundam EW from the Gundam Wing Endless Waltz Glory of the Losers manga. And here he is. All built up and all of the stickers are in place, and yeah. Pretty much manga accurate, yes. So with that out of the way, let's take this thing off before he commits before it commits suicide by hitting the self-destruct button. So yeah, let's get this thing straight. Let's begin the review now. Okay, so here he is again. As for the stickers, I've put them all, and as usual, some are just crappy as hell, especially on the eyes and the head sensors, which is very unfortunate. One thing good about this though is that the head part has clear parts for the eyes and the head sensors, but they're all just clear green. Not clear green, but rather clear, not colored, sadly. Same goes for the search eye here. And one thing good about this though is that there is actually I don't know if I can show it. Let's see if I can. This thing has a light piping gimmick, like so. Sorry. Okay. There we go. Now, in terms of accessories, well, you get the fair standout loadout. The fair standard loadout for the Wing Gundam, which is you get beam saber effect parts, but you get two. They're green, of course. But in this, the instructions tells you to use only one. So yeah. And you also get the shield, which has a beam saber stored right there, which can be quite hard to get it out. So you might need a pair of tweezers to pull it out, like so. Let's just attach this so that the demonstration purposes can be a little bit more easier. Now, a little note here. I kind of misplaced the shield connector. So yeah, as in it went into the void. Sorry. Ay. Oh well, don't worry. I've made the spare shield connector, so I can still demonstrate it on how it will look like when it's connected onto the arm. So yeah. You get also the Buster Rifle, like so. And each of its energy caps, or its E-caps, are detachable. This thing was in the hand, so yeah. I just took it up before it explodes itself. I mean, knowing the hero. So yeah. As for other accessories, you also get the spare E-caps, which can be stored on the forearms, and not the forearms, at the arms, at the side of the arm. Which the TV version does not have any spare E-caps. So yeah. And as for hands, well, you get a pair of widespread open hands. Come on, camera. Come on. Come on. There we go. Not that. There. Ah. Sorry. Get also a pair of closed fists for punchy. And a pair of holding hands to hold the weapons. You also get two types of action-based adapters. One is for the MS mode and one is for the bird mode. And you also get the attachment for the Dre's work. Now, as of this recording, I don't have the Dre's work, so keep that in mind. Alright, now let's move on to the articulation. So, the head has 2 points of articulation. One is a ball joint at the top and hinge at the bottom, so you get a decent fair range of motion. Not bad. Could go up that high. Really down that low. Quite good. And as for head rotation, it can. Just be careful of the V-fin. I mean, I've already broke mine. It's not that visible in the camera, but now it is. So yeah, just keep that in mind. And as for this, the shoulder Vulcans can open up like so. And I painted the barrels silver, so yeah. It's usually gray. Now, as for the arms can go up I think more than 90 degrees, I think. Yep. Can swing all the way until the shoulder pops off. And the shoulder can, as you see, it has can move up. And if you pull this, it can go down. Only meant it for the transformation. And it can go all the way around until it hits the wings. Yep. The shoulders can also move forward slightly if the shoulder armor doesn't pop off. Thank God. Has a bicep swivel here. A very good double jointed elbow. There we go. And a ball jointed wrist. And of course, this is the real great hands, which has the flexion and extension, I guess. Ball jointed thumb. And the thumb can bend. The index finger is on ball joint. It has an articulation here, and same goes for the 3 other fingers. Now, as for the back, let's go over here. The back has a hinge here, a swivel here, a hinge here, and sadly the wings cannot spread, unlike the recent high resolution model, which it can splay out. And as for added gimmicks that the real Great Wing Gundam has is additional flaps, only meant for the transformation, which can help the bird mode in its flight. So yeah. And for some reason it has this, which I don't know for what purpose. Yeah, but it's there. Now, as for body articulation, you can go side to side. Has side crunches, which is nice. And loose. Yep. It has 2 points of crunches. One is at the top and one is at the bottom. So you can crunch that and go like that. But it's extremely loose. So yeah. Let's just put it on a T-pose. Like so. The front skirts are on ball joints, I guess. Yep, there are ball joints. Skirts have swivels here and a hinge here, which helps for the movement. And as for the back skirt, it's also on the ball joint, but because of the design of the back skirt, it hits the back part of the body, the lower part here. And as for movement of the legs kick all the way forward. If you don't drop down the drop down mechanism, which this thing has. And speaking of drop down mechanism, just pull this down and you can have a lot more range of movement for the legs to go forward, like so. Very good. Now to the back. Also good. As for the kick to the side, come on, somewhat stiff. I think you should get stiff. Move that skirt out of the way and apparently it can't go that far, but I believe it can exceed that. Can exceed far more than that. I just don't want to break it. Don't want to force it. And as for the bend at the leg, it has 2 points of articulation. One here, which moves the thigh armor, and the second one, like so, which splits the knee armor. And the knee armor, for some reason, can move on its own, but it's also useful for the transformation. But don't worry, we'll get there pretty soon. And just be aware, it can go until everything, falls off. See? And as for the foot, Has two ball joints here at the top and one at the bottom, and the ankle armor can move on its own. The side of the ankles have some give. Now, as for the movement, the foot can only bend to this side and then only to this side. Pretty decent, in my opinion. And yep, we do have a toe bend, like so. And if we extend the bend to this far, it also moves the shin downward, which is neat. See? And you also have another toe bend. And that's it for the articulation. Oh, and I also forgot to mention that this thing also has an opening cockpit section right here at the search eye. Can be quite hard. Like so, and we don't also have a seated pilot figure here. Oh, and I also forgot to mention that we also get a pilot figure of Hiryui's doing his iconic pose, like so. So yeah, good luck painting with that. Okay. There. Just keep doing the T-pose. And I'll be demonstrating its weapons now. Now, before we move on to the demonstration, let's do the transformation first, because it'll be a lot easier to demonstrate it off camera. I mean, at that point, I'll be just showing you some various poses along with the weapons. So yeah, let's get started. Oh boy. Okay, now don't worry, it's gonna be easy. Now, first off, you might want to put the arms down like so. Okay. Sure as the head is all straight there. Straighten the legs. Make sure everything is. Now this is one problem of the Wing Gundam, and its armor are starting to fall off. Yep. Another casualty. Oh boy. Alright, now where was I? Sorry for that. Just get everything straight up and make sure nothing falls off, which is the number one problem in real grades. Armor's popping off. Yeah. Can be quite notorious. Okay. Now, straighten the legs. Okay. Now, let's just bend the toes first, just to make things easier. Now, let's bend the legs. No, let's bend the leg. Here at this point, and flip the knee armor and bend the other leg forward and straighten And it's good to go now. And let's do the same here. So straight the arms, just the arms like so. Pull off the shoulder armor, hold, straighten the wings like so. And the backpack has 2 points of articulation here, which I forgot to mention. Sorry about that. It has 2 hinges. Come on, until it pops off. Oh boy. Drop down the backpack to the back skirt, like so. And we're half done. Now we're half done. Let's get the shield in the Buster Rifle. Now, let's see. This cover part has 2 points for articulation here, which I forgot to mention also, so sorry about that. And what you're gonna do is place the clip right here, and the handle goes into this slot here, and like so. There we go. Get our Wing Gundam back here and make sure everything is aligned and the fin doesn't break. Don't worry, it won't break. Just clip it. Just clip it here. And cover the face. Realign everything. And I mean everything. And voila! The bird mode. And as for the flaps, you can open the flaps here in order to help. It's aviation. I mean, normally every kind of every airplane sure has its flaps on its wings. And you can also flip this thing if you want so, but yeah. And yeah, that's the bird mode. And you can also attach E-caps right underneath, so it can also act as landing gears. I mean, already has a claw here, which is very articulate and very pointy and very fragile. So yeah, just don't break these claws. Like so. Now you can see the difference. The one with the E-caps and without the E-caps. So yeah. Now before we move on to the actual demonstration, I would like to point out first the action-based connector for the bird mode, which is clipped right under the crotch. So yeah, Here's the Wing Gundam on the bird. It's bird mode in its flight. So yeah. And it's very securely. Yep. Alright, now here is Wing Gundam with everything, all of its equipment. And if there's one thing I have to say, and that is the Buster Rifle. It's stupidly long. Yeah. But it's a lot better in my opinion. So yeah. Now, as for the action base for the MS mode, you can attach it on underneath the crotch, like so, or you can just clip it at the back. If you don't want something right under the crotch. Like so. I mean, it's a lot better on the back rather than underneath the crotch. So yeah. And finally, here's Wing Gundam with its beam saber. Now, there's one thing that I would like to point out with the beam saber is that, come on, is how it holds. May not good looking, but yeah, it's there. But you also have the option to use the articulate hands. Let's just peg it. Now, what I usually do with this is that I don't use the peg, but instead I just manually hold it like this. Like so. Now it ain't that awkward anymore. So yeah. Alright, now before I end this review, I would like to point out some things, and that is the issues regarding this kit. Well, as you can see, well, it is beautiful, but considering this is a real grade and the fact that it has an advanced MS frame, well, the advanced MS frame are kind of a little crappy. I mean, you could quite see that it's really loose, but it holds. And as you may have seen, that some of the armor just literally pops off very easily, especially this. I'd like to also point out that this thing here, this thingamajig, always falls off, so keep that in mind. There. That's gonna be the current issues that this thing has. Now, on the plus side, on the positive sides, well, does everything that it does. Just like what, no, not in the anime, but in the manga. I mean, it's a different take on the Wing Gundam. So yeah. And this is gonna be my review of the Wing Gundam. And before I end this review. Here, I'm gonna compare the Wing Gundam to the Gundam Mystery Gold Frame Amatsu in real grade. Oh, come on. God damn it. Let's just collab this. And as you can see, in terms of height, the Gundams around in the 90s are rather on the short side. Yep. This guy's small. Now, this is gonna be JC421, and I'll be seeing you next time.